friends. Hello, hi, how are you? I hope you guys are having an amazing Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Welcome to Tutorial Tuesday. So today we're gonna be doing something I'm really excited about. So I got this palette. This is the, oh my god, should I like ramble more? Was that intro really short? No, we'll just get right into it. Today I'm gonna be reviewing and kind of doing a look with the Rude Cosmetics, the Whatever Forever palette. This is what the outside looks like. It's very 90s. Like, what's that movie? It's literally called Clueless. Yeah, Clueless. Such a good movie. The inside, you guys can see I've played with it a little bit already. And I just want to do a fun, really pinky, peachy, like a little bit of purpley look. Something really fun and girly and cute. I'm going on a date night tonight. Me and my boyfriend are celebrating because he submitted his thesis. So we're doing a date night and I want to look really just girly and cute and simple. So that's what we're going to do with this palette. I think this is the perfect palette to do it with. Rude Cosmetics sent me a couple of different things and I really liked most of what they sent me so far. The only thing I didn't like is they sent me one of their like metallic shimmering bullet lipsticks, and it was an okay formula, but I just didn't like the look of a metallic lipstick like that. But I liked the highlighter palette and I've liked this palette so far as well, but I want to show you guys like how it performs and everything. This video is not sponsored. They sent it to me under the agreement that I would give it a biased review. Under the agreement that I would give it an unbiased review, and also that I might not even review it at all, but I decided to because I actually like it. So let's zoom you guys in. If you're new to these Tutorial Tuesdays, this is just me playing with makeup. Sometimes it turns out good, sometimes it doesn't, but we just have fun along the way. So just like, come along with me in my journey. Oh my god. The Natasha Denona highlighter, I know it's so expensive, but like, oh my god. It just gives me the best, glowiest glow. I'm obsessed with it. Okay, I did prime my eyes with my Too Faced Shadow Insurance, but I'm worried that like something's wrong with it because it made my eyes kind of clumpy. And I did set it with a powder, but I don't know if you can see my regular under eyes right now. They look a little patchy and weird. So I'm hoping that doesn't affect the palette. I don't usually use a base anyway. I use like concealer. So I'm just gonna dip into the shade Totally right here. Me and my boyfriend, and I'm gonna use this like fluffy brush and just kind of put it all up in my crease with like windshield wiper motions. Me and my boyfriend have a constant battle and debate about if I'm like a 90s kid, because technically I was born in 1995, which according to some things makes me a millennial, but according to other websites it makes me like a Gen Zer. So we have this constant debate about like me being a 90s kid, because like I kind of remember the 90s, but I more grew up in like the 2000s, the early 2000s. And so I got this palette. He was like, you're such a poser, posing like you're a 90s kid. I'm like, I watched Clueless. I mean, I watched the Jaclyn Hill video where she did her like big blending tutorial, like how to blend your eyeshadow. I feel like it legitimately helped me. I'll link it down below if you guys want to watch it. Jaclyn Hill, say what you will about her, I genuinely feel like her makeup advice is so solid. Like I feel like her technique videos is why I just love her. I've gotten the best tips from Jaclyn Hill about makeup application. Like she just is so good at doing this type of stuff. So I really enjoyed that. So I'm gonna do the shade Talk to the Hand, which is this yellow shade right here. And I'm just going to put that in the crease, but keep it more in the inner corner part. These shadows, now, they are not the most pigmented crazy brights that you'll ever use. 100% they're not. They're pretty good though, and I find, again, kind of similar to, what palette was I using last week? It was the Riviera, where I said if you were a beginner, I don't think you would thoroughly enjoy it. This palette, I feel like if you're a beginner to color and brights, it would actually be a really good palette, because it's very not super pigmented, so you can build it up. Like that yellow builds up really nice, but it's not like crazy intense pigmentation right off the bat like it is with like the colored rain shadows. And I think that's really good for a beginner. Kind of gives you a nice cute like dash of color instead of being crazy color. Then I'm gonna go in with a tapered blending brush, and I'm gonna go into the shade Home Skillet. The idea behind Rude is really cool. I will say I had not heard of Rude before they emailed me, but I looked into them and they're sold at Riley Rose, which is kind of like the accessory store to Forever 21, which is cool, but they did have like somewhat of a scandal in the sense that they did do a palette that was like an exact copy of the Jaclyn Hill palette, which is not the greatest, but to me they kind of seem like Makeup Revolution, where they used to kind of be like a duping brand, but now they've transformed into their own like original palettes, like this one. And I mean, you guys know how I feel about Makeup Revolution. I love them. I also think the pricing on these palettes are really good. Like this palette is, how much? It's like $12. It's not expensive. The price of the palette, I believe, is, let me look it up. No, it's very inexpensive. Rude as a brand, I was shook because I was going through their website. I picked out this palette. They had me pick out a couple things. On the Rude website, this is listed as $18. So it's pretty inexpensive, especially for all the colors you get. And again, I think I'm using that shade Not to kind of deepen this up a little. I know I said I was gonna go pink, but I feel like I went like sunset-y. It's just really pretty. I like these colors a lot. I think for me, and again, I feel weird sometimes because I don't know if this is like a popular opinion. I enjoy pigmented shadows like any other makeup lover, but sometimes it's so nice to play with a palette that's not so intense. Like it's just nice to play with something where you're not instantly like, you have to blend for hours and it's super difficult to work with. You have to like work with it kind of thing. This is just a really simple Brights palette. I'm gonna take Talk to the Hand, that yellow shade again, and I'm just gonna build up yellow in the inner corner a little. It also isn't patchy, which is really nice. Sometimes you get yellows that when you put them in your inner corner, they patch up and they're like not great. But this one is really bright and vibrant, which I like. There's a really pretty, I'm doing such a basic look right now. I'm so sorry. This is like a sunset eye, but I actually think it's turning out cute. Right now I'm debating if I should cut my crease or not. Decisions. Yeah, I think I'm gonna cut it. Hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna use my Fast Base Concealer from Makeup Revolution, and I'm just gonna do a little like half cut crease. It's not gonna be anything nutty. I think people get really, really nervous about cut creases. That's the one thing I always hear people talking about, how they like can't do it. I am by no means an expert on cut creases. However, I found the best way to do it is just to literally go for it. And if you make a minute mistake, chances are nobody's gonna notice. They're just gonna be impressed that you did it in the first place. So I've had some pretty bad cut creases that I get a lot of compliments on because girls will see it and they'll be like, oh my God, how did you do that? Find a concealer that's really easy to work with. The only thing I think I struggle with cut creases is and I also just follow the line. I don't create a whole new lid like some people do. No shame to those people, but it's not my style. I just like stuff to look a little bit more, not natural, that's not the right word. I like stuff to look just as good in person as it does online. Sometimes when you recreate your own crease, if you don't do it like super good, like if you're not an expert at cut creases, I think it can be hard to make it look good in person. The other thing is like matching them. All right, that's pretty good. All right, now I'm gonna go into the shade OMG, which is this rose goldy pinky color. I'm gonna use my finger for this because these shimmers are pretty soft. I have been so obsessed. This is a good shimmer. Like the shimmers in this palette are nice, but I have been so obsessed with the Kaja bento boxes, like the shadows, that I like just don't want to use any other shimmers other than those Kaja ones. I have to, obviously. They are just so good. The only thing I will say is like really pretty though. I like this. I'm gonna intensify that yellow again just a little bit because it got lost with the concealer I put on. The only thing I will say is that while I think these colors that I just used performed really well, this purple also performs really well. Like this whole purple section does well, but I did not like the greens or the blues in this palette. I just thought they weren't pigmented enough. Greens and blues are hard to formulate again, and I think overall the palette is definitely worth the $18 price tag. But just for personal preference, these two shimmery greens are really, I'll swatch them for you. I just think they're a little lackluster. It's not like crazy shimmery or pigmented. Right here. Thank you. And this blue was also just kind of like streaky and patchy. Not fantastic. Not terrible, like you could definitely make them work, but I found them a lot harder to work with than these pinks and reds and yellows and the more like lighter sunset-y shades. So that's just something to keep in mind. I'm gonna go back in with Not, that red shade right here. Oh, I love how this turned out. This is perfect for a little date night action. It didn't take that long either, very simple. I'm gonna just go in with my finger with Home Skillet, this orange right here. I know it's a matte, but I'm just gonna kind of pat it in between the red and the shimmer, just to kind of bridge those two colors. together. I know it sounds weird, but it's been helping me make my shimmer and whatever shade that I'm using as a matte for my half cut creases. It's been helping to put like a matte shade in there just to blend it out a little. I did get a teeny bit of fallout just on this side, but I'll just wipe that away. All right, I'm gonna do the lower lash line now. I think I'm gonna tight line this look too. Pretty look. Sunset looks are always like a good go-to. It's a pretty like reddy orangey. That yellow is popping too. All right, so I'm gonna go in with the yellow first. Actually, no. I'm gonna go in with Home Skillet, that orange. Or do I wanna do like a pink, like a pop of pink, or just yellow? I've been trying to play around with my lower lash line lately because I feel like I keep it really simple and kind of boring. But I think maybe I'll just do yellow over the entire lower lash line. Could look kind of cute. Does that look cool or does it look dumb? Maybe if I add a little bit of this Booyah shade. A little bit of Booyah, this like bright pink to maybe like the outer corner. I kind of like that. Half yellow and half kind of pink. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, we're gonna do that. I used to hate putting stuff on my lower lash line and now I'm like living. I think it looks so cute. All right, I'm gonna do, I have makeup all over my contacts. I love that for me. Okay, I am just going to buff this out with a teeny tiny brush. And then I'm just gonna do all of my mascara and other stuff and then I'll be right back and we'll do the final look at the thing. I think this turned out beautiful though. This is so pretty. We'll be back. Okay. All right, so this is the finished look with this palette. Let me let you guys see like how the eyes actually look. I added just like a normal nude lip and I just did normal mascara. I used a new mascara. I don't know how much I like it. It's from Pretty Vulgar. This is kind of what we're working with. I actually love this. I think it's totally simple, everyday sunset eye. It took me like 20 minutes to create this, which is not terrible for something that looks really pretty, blended and nice. I think this actually turned out gorgeous. I'm gonna zoom you guys out so you can see like farther away. But so yeah, I think this look turned out really cute. I actually love how I look right now. I also think here's the thing. I think if you like these types of colors and you don't mind having a couple shades that you don't love, for $18, I think this is worth the money. I think it's a good deal. I'd be interested to try more of their palettes to see if it's a similar formula. I'd be interested to try more of their like neutral palettes because I think the colors are interesting, but it's not like the best formula I've ever had. So I'd be interested to try the neutral palettes. The shimmers are really beautiful. Like that shimmer that I put on is metallic and gorgeous and it looks really, really stunning. The mattes blended really well, but as I said, I didn't like these blues and greens. So that's pretty much that on this palette. I don't know if this is one that would make it through like an intense declutter, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know if this is one I'm going to be grabbing for constantly just because I do play with color quite a bit now. So if I wanted to do an easy colorful look, I would grab for this. But most of the time when I'm doing color, I'm like sitting down knowing it's going to take me a little bit longer. And I would grab for something like my Colored Rain Vivid Pigments palette. However, that palette is very expensive. It's like $50. So for $18, I don't think you could go wrong with this. And the packaging is cute. Cute little packaging. I am so excited for the palette of the week this week. We're getting back into palette of the week. I know I took like a 2-week break where I was just doing whatever I wanted, but I'm ready to get back into it. And for this week's palette of the week, we are doing La Dolce Vita palette from Midas Cosmetics. Now, this is very exciting for me. This is like crazy. Midas Cosmetics, they sent me the, I'll show you. Midas Cosmetics actually sent me this Resurrection palette, which is huge. I did a whole tutorial Tuesday with this palette. I love this palette. I think it's great. And I actually talked about, they had some glitters too that I loved. And I talked about how much I liked the brand owner. I think she's great. She's like a really, really talented person. And I think she's a great CEO. I really liked her. I respected her business model. I liked her in general. And I really liked this palette. And they emailed me and they asked me if I wanted to be on their like official PR list, and I was like, hell yeah. And then they also asked me if I wanted to have a code with them, and I thought about it and I kind of like debated on it, and I talked to like my parents about it and stuff, and I talked to my boyfriend, and I made the decision that yes, I was going to do an affiliate code with them, which means that I do make money from the code if you use it, and I'm going to be completely transparent in every video regarding these items that I do have an affiliate code with them that I make money from. That will never be an issue with me, but I'm a little bit nervous about it because I don't want people to be like, oh, you're selling out. But this is just, I've been offered quite a few affiliate codes actually before from other brands that I didn't feel as passionately about. And I do feel really passionately about this brand. It's a brand new brand. I think they're coming out with cool stuff. I like that I'm getting in at a ground level because I think it's cool to watch a brand grow. And also they take my feedback into consideration, which is really, really, really cool that a brand does that. So I'm really excited to be working with Midas now. And I'm really excited. They just announced on Twitter that they have like a collaboration with another influencer coming out that is beautiful, and hopefully I'll get to try that for you guys too, but I'm really excited. So this is the Midas. After that whole spiel, I'm a little nervous about it, but I'm really, really, really excited overall because it's a brand I really truly believe in. And this is the La Dolce Vita palette. The packaging, first of all, is like a huge, we'll talk about this next week, but packaging I think is a huge step up. I think this is really, really, really cute. And it is a brights palette, so we're gonna be doing a really bright, I'm gonna try to play with these blues and greens, especially next week, but I'm gonna be using this all week, so you'll see me using it. You'll get to see me play with those pinks and purples and that bright yellow. But this looks beautiful. It's like a neon kind of pigments palette. So this will be the palette of the week this week, and then next week I'll have the Tutorial Tuesday up on this. But yeah, that's my whole spiel about Midas. I love you guys so much. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, or just subscribe, or do neither. I'm honestly just so happy you're watching me. Thank you so much for being here. My merch, my social media, I wear this way too much. It's just so cozy. My merch, my social media, and everything I'm wearing on my face will be linked down below. And yeah, I love you guys so, so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!